Hello, everyone, and welcome back to GameStack Podcast right here on We Just Love Games Network. Why are you laughing?
Because of you. You were making silly faces at me.
Oh, no, that's my okay. Don't you ever do that when you walk into a meeting? Oh,
Don't.
I guess you don't live with crippling depression then, so yeah.
I mean, yes, I do, but mine takes different forms. So,
Like buying copious amounts of books?
Also
Yeah,
makeup. Yeah.
makeup is another thing, yeah.
Retail therapy.
How was your week, Shalene?
It was a week. It was 7 days have passed. It was
Okay.
okay. It was okay. I made it through. How are you? How
Uh,
about you?
my week has been, I can't even believe that it's Friday. It's like I blinked and we were just doing the last episode of GameStack
Mhm.
on last Friday. So yeah, it's kind of weird. The week went by really fast. I've been trying to write a paper, so get that done. But yeah, this is episode 180. 180, 20 more episodes and it'll be our 200th episode
Are you working
anniversary.
on the 200th episode
I have to
video
start. I
montage?
gotta start the montage. Yeah, I do. I have to start the montage. Yeah, today's show is titled The Tortured Podcast Department, which is a fantastic title that Shalene thought up all on her own. And don't forget, we are sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. If you head on over to oakandcrow.com, you can pick up a bag of We Just Love Coffee blend, and $2 from every purchase of that bag goes to the Children's Miracle Network. Don't forget to tell your friends about the show. Host us on Twitch. Actually, that's not a thing anymore. I don't know why I keep saying that. Join us live every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on twitch.tv/We Just Love Games. We love that you can join us live on Fridays, but if you can't join us live, that's okay. You can catch the show after we post it to all the various podcast platforms. And if you still want to be involved in the community, you can join our Discord by going to our Twitch page in the About section. There's a direct link that will bring you into the Discord. And what's going on in the Discord this week, Shalene?
Well, I think the biggest thing that happened in the Discord this week is that we announced the limited return of that Fallout show.
Yes. Wait. Very exciting. That Fallout show coming to your ear holes next Friday, April 26th, same time, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on twitch.tv/We Just Love Games. We're very excited.
And Rick will be part of it.
Rick will be part of it. It is a limited series, and it will be available to you for probably 8 episodes, at the very least 8 episodes, which we will cover. One episode of the podcast would cover one episode of that other Fallout show, which is the whole purpose of why we're putting the band back together. So
Indeed. I'm very
excited
about it.
Yeah.
Yes. And we're just going to go back to the alternating weeks. One week we'll do a TFS and one week we'll do a GameStack. So those of you who are the OGs who have been with us for a long time, you'll remember that format. So this does mean there'll be some gaps between GameStacks, but I think you'll survive.
Yeah, you'll do just fine. And we may have some guest appearances from some of your tried and true favorites, like Dave Chaffins, who has agreed to do a couple of episodes with us. As well, we may be able to secure Jessica Starr for our final episode to get her take on the season of that other Fallout show. So join us live next Friday for that. I'm very excited.
Me too. I think it's going to be fun times.
Other than that, we do have a show to do. We got a bunch of news to talk about, and a game science segment, as well as some screenshots. Not many though. Maybe a bit of mail. I'm not sure. And then
no mail.
And then Shalene and I will cap things off with our gameplay. So let's hop right into it with this just in. And this is the part where I got to do the thing, right?
Yes.
So, I forgot about this. Uh,
I
Art
have the list stuff if you would like me to do it.
I have the list. RTZ has poked us once again this week and said, "Hey, we got games in the GameStack marketplace in the Discord that are free. So if you want to cash in on some games, head on over to the GameStack marketplace in our Discord and talk to RTZ13. He has all the wares." I do have a quick updated list that I will run through very quickly for all of you in case there is a name that catches your attention. He has Aces and Adventures, After Image, Aliens, Fireteam Elite, Autonauts vs. Pirate Bots, Backbone for Steam, Bendy and the Dark Revival, Black Skylands, Chorus, City Skylines Mass Transit DLC, Citizen Sleeper, Cloudpunk, Deceive Inc., Epic Chef, Euro Truck Simulator 2, Fallout 1, Fallout 76, 5 Dates, Phobia, Saint Dinfa Hotel, Founder's Fortune, Ghost Runner for Steam, Golf Gang on Steam, Hard West on Steam, Icewind Dale Enhanced Edition, Kingdoms of Amur Re-Reckoning Fate Edition, Lisa Complete Edition, Loop Hero, Metal Hellsinger, Mud Runner, Nobody Saves the World, Observer System Redux, Operation Tango, Pathfinder Kingmaker Enhanced Plus Edition on Steam, and Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, and Wrath of the Righteous on Steam as well. Payday 2 on Steam, Phantom Doctrine on Steam, Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition, Roki, Scars Above, Scorn, Shadow Tactics, Aiko's Choice on Steam, Siege Survival, Gloria Victis, Spiritfarer, Farewell Edition, Strange Brigade, The Gunk, The Invisible Hand, The Talos Principle, Gold Edition, The Witness, There Is No Light, Enhanced Edition, Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales, Ticket to Ride, and Who Pressed Mute on Uncle Marcus. So that is quite an extensive list. If you are interested in snatching up a copy of any of those games, just head on over to the GameStack Marketplace.
And those are PC codes, just to be clear.
Yes, PC codes. Yeah.
Yes.
And if you're looking for deals on games, don't mute the GameStack Marketplace, because there may be a game that somebody finds somewhere on some platform that's like $5, and you've been waiting for it to go on sale. So,
indeed. Just a little smidgen of commentary on a couple of those games. Observer is the only game that I have ever rage quit live on a stream. And Spiritfarer is one of the favorite games of the Dames Who game. It is very frequently talked about on the Dames Who Game podcast. So,
and I will also say that Citizen Sleeper is a fantastic game. So if you haven't played it and you're looking for a story-based point and click, check that one out.
indeed. Speaking of fantastic games, let's talk about Fallout 4, shall we? I didn't expect to be talking about Fallout 4 on GameStack podcast in 2024. But here we are. Because according to this GamesIndustry.biz article by Christopher Dring, Fallout 4 has jumped to #1 across Europe in the wake of the TV show launch.
Get out of town.
Mm-hmm. All Fallout game sales have increased, which is expected. That's it only makes sense that people who are watching this TV show, Fallout fans, are going to want to return to the games that they love, and people who are new fans are going to want to check out the games that inspired the show.
Agree.
But Fallout 4, of course, it came out in 2015, and the sales of Fallout 4 rose 7,500% week to week across Europe. This is GSD data that tracks digital game sales across all European markets and physical sales across all major European countries, including the UK, France, Germany, Italy, and Spain. And they have discounted heavily the Fallout franchise across all platforms designed to tie in with the TV show, which has proven to be a smash hit. And the majority of Fallout 4's sales were on PC. That was 69% of all the sales. Nice. And the rest of the sales took place on PlayStation and Xbox. It is worth noting that the game is free to subscribers of Game Pass. Excuse me. I've had allergies all week. It is freely available to subscribers of Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus Extra. So that data is not included here. The game is also available to Amazon Luna users. I don't, how many people use Amazon Luna? Do we have any listeners who use Amazon Luna? I would really be interested.
I
If
didn't even
you,
know. I don't even know what Amazon Luna is.
it's like game streaming from Amazon. If you're an Amazon Prime member,
Hmm.
you can stream games. So yeah, let me know for sure if you're an Amazon Luna user. I'd like to know what your experience has been like. Meanwhile, Fallout 76 is number 8 in Europe with 85% of the sales on PC. Again, that game is available for free on Game Pass and PS Plus. Fallout New Vegas is the number 9th selling game, and Fallout 3 is number 10. Farther down the charts, the Fallout Classic Collection, the ISOs, aka, is number 43. Fallout 2 is at 57, and Fallout, the original, number 70. So with the continued popularity of the TV series, expect these games to continue to pop up
I like
in
it.
big sales numbers. And our next article is another Fallout sales situation. Fallout 76, according to this PC Game article by Andy Chalk, Fallout 76 has hit an all-time concurrent player record on Steam. Um, so I'm sorry, I just lost what I was looking
What
at.
it's on Steam?
On Steam. Um Fallout 76 has surpassed 39,000 concurrent players on the weekend following the TV series release, and that is an all-time high on Steam for the game. So that's really cool.
I can't believe I'm
It's
excited to talk about my gameplay because I played Fallout 76 this week.
yes, I was there. It was fun.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. So it's nice to see people being excited about Fallout again and
it's
to
nice to
have
be excited about Fallout again.
to just have positive feelings and positive things being said about Fallout. It's
Hmm.
it's been a minute, and
There was a lot of animosity with 76, I
there
think,
was,
and
and some of it was deserved, some of it was exaggerated. But it is nice to have some positivity in the Fallout community again.
hmm,
So
hmm.
uh what day is tomorrow, Thunder?
Saturday,
Saturday? But what's the date?
April 20th.
April 20th. That makes today the appropriate episode of GameStack to let you guys know that Cheech and Chong will now be available as part of Call of Duty Warzone and Modern Warfare 3.
What?
Um, yes, Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong will be available as playable characters in Call of Duty, which I think is just fantastic. Are you running this as B-roll?
Yeah, yeah.
I am so glad you're running this as B-roll. I watched this trailer and it was enough to make me want to play Call of Duty, you
Really?
guys. I'm not even kidding. It was enough to make me want to play Call of Duty multiplayer. Season 3 of Call of Duty Warzone and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Oh
This
my
trailer is
gosh! Look at
just
his
it's
gun. There's a whale on
fantastic.
it. That's so
It's
good.
so good. It's so good. And they've voiced the characters and Snoop Dogg is there too. So, yeah. I mean, it's a good time.
I
It's a
like
good
how it's like
time.
Cheech and Chong. Oh, and also Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
Like what?
You would think Snoop would have some higher billing, but he's like
Well, and
an
what I want to
add-on.
know, what
Mhm.
I want to know is where's Martha?
I
Right?
want Martha Stewart in Call of Duty. I never realized that before.
I want Martha
Oh my
Stewart in Call of
gosh.
Duty too.
That would be magnificent. But yeah, it's great. You know, the combat barks that they have are very appropriate to Cheech and Chong and also Snoop, and it's very entertaining, and it's legit enough for me to be interested in this. I think one of these things is available as a free to play situation,
Mm.
so I might have to download that and see what I can do. But yeah, I'm always been a big fan of Cheech and Chong. They're hilarious. So um do you remember Kingdom Come Deliverance? Do you remember that game?
Yes, I remember Rick talking about it for like a month straight.
Yes, he played
Yes.
that game kind of obsessively. I also watched Archon play a lot of Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Really?
And we can look forward to that continuing because Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has been announced.
Oh, really?
And yes, it is
Wow.
purported to be twice as big as the original, a behemoth of a game. So, the thing that made Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 really special was that it was based in realism in a way that most video games are not. You're not a chosen one as your main character. You are a blacksmith's son, and you do not know how to sword fight or how to read, even. And you have to learn these skills at a realistic pace in the game. Um, and they're as an RPG, there are so many different ways that things can unfold.
This trailer looks really good. I wonder what the gameplay is like. The trailer looks really great.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving me Game of Thrones vibes.
A bit, yeah, a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. It's very
Um,
Renaissance, medieval kind of.
I'm really glad to see that this game was successful enough to get a sequel. According to this IGN article by Kat Bailey, Warhorse Studios has officially announced Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the sequel to its popular RPG set in medieval Bohemia. And the sequel
Bohemia.
will be fully unveiled at a private event and confirmed, among other things, that it will be twice as large as the original, touting it as a behemoth of a game.
Hmm.
Here is a quote from creative director Daniel Vavra, who said, what we are making now is what it was supposed to be in the beginning, but we weren't able to do it because we didn't have enough resources and experiences and all that stuff. We've proven that the concept works. So now we can take it to another level, which is what we always wanted. To that end, Kingdom Come will be much bigger in scope with 5 hours of cutscenes instead of 3, and a story that is much more epic. It will pick up the story where the original left off with the game's protagonist, Henry, and his traveling companion, Sir Hans Capen, but where the previous game was about small nobility, Kingdom Come 2 will be about the problems of kings. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 will seek to build on the success of the original game, which drew attention for the way that it mixed Elder Scrolls like first person exploration with a granular focus on historical detail. And the game received mixed reviews from critics, who, among other issues, criticized its technical performance. It did sell around 6 million units by February of 2024. Warhorse Studios has grown considerably since then, rising to around 250 employees
Wow.
from a team that numbered just 11 a little more than a decade ago. And they are currently one of the studios under PlayOn, which is a subsidiary of the Embracer Group. I actually find that a little bit concerning because we've
Yes.
seen Embracer
Fall to
shuttering some very
pieces. Yeah.
promising studios,
Yeah.
and we've seen rats trying to jump right off that ship.
I mean, if
Um,
anything, they'll get bought out by something else, right?
mhm. Uh,
Maybe.
I just hope that this game gets to happen because while I didn't play Kingdom Come Deliverance, I watched a lot of other people play it, and I really enjoyed those experiences. In
Hmm.
addition to just watching over Arjun's shoulder, that was a game that I watched a couple Twitch playthroughs of. So,
Hmm.
um, oh, thank you. He's brought me tea. That's lovely.
Jeez. It's about
Yes.
time.
He's very sweet. Baldur's Gate, like other recent RPG success stories, Baldur's Gate 3 and Cyberpunk 2077, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 will seek to craft a highly reactive world in which players can develop Henry in any way they see fit. And according to lead designer Prokop Jursa, Henry is a young guy, so he's not deeply entrenched in his already, set character traits. So you can build your Henry in different ways. Among other details revealed by Warhorse, Kingdom Come 2 will include a reputation system in which NPCs will call out Henry if he develops a reputation for drinking or thieving, and he can respond in kind. And at higher levels, Henry will be able to save the world or punish it for its sins, implying a multitude of different paths for the young knight. And I am not going to continue on this article, but if you would like to visit IGN.com, there is some more information about what was shown in the reveal. And I, for one, think it sounds like a fantastic and fully worthy sequel. I hope it's good. What are your thoughts?
Uh, I mean, I feel like it's
Oops.
I think it's got a lot of potential.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people really liked the first version of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on the way. So, you know, they're now a franchise.
Absolutely.
And there's a universe behind it. Cuz, you know, have you played the first one? But also like I think this is one of those moments, Shalene, where we're watching a new game genre be born.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Kingdom Come Deliverance is going to have a very sort of niche um, player audience, like Star
Mm-hmm.
Citizen and Fallout and other games like that. And if they do this right, and if it's really popular, I think it can gain a lot of traction. Yeah, which
I
is
think
great. I mean,
that
they've got the manpower in the studio, 250 people. They're probably already working on a third version or additional DLC or something like that too,
mm-hmm.
right? So
Yes.
yeah.
I do think that it definitely will appeal in many ways to Elder Scrolls fans who like that type of RPG, because the way that you level your character is by doing things, you know, just like you do in Elder Scrolls games. Um, Sulior in chat says that he still needs to finish Kingdom Come Deliverance. He picked it up because Rick was really high on it, and it's definitely good. I'm not sure. Did you finish it, Archon? He did not finish the game, but I watched this man play it for many, many hours, and uh, there was some grindiness to it for sure. I remember for at one point he was like crouched in the basement for a day and a half, real time. Why were you doing that? Can you just remind me why you were crouched in the basement? Were you working on stealth?
I think I was jumping to get leg strength.
He was jumping to get leg strength. Yeah. He was in the basement for like a day and a half of real time. So this is a niche audience for sure, but I've enjoyed watching him play and watching the game be played on Twitch. But um our next article is a bit of a swerve. So we reported fairly recently on the fact that Best Buy will not be carrying physical media anymore. And now Target is going to be jumping onto that train.
Oh, really?
According to this Kotaku article by Zach Sweeson, Target has confirmed that it will stop selling some physical media in stores. And specifically, they plan to stop offering physical DVDs in store and transition to only carrying a select number of films in brick and mortar locations during specific limited times. But they have stated that for now, games will be unaffected by this change. And over the last 2 years, we've seen more and more signs that the end of physical media may be approaching. In 2023, Alan Wake 2 became one of the first AAA games to completely skip a physical release. It can only be bought digitally. In 2024, Microsoft confirmed that Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 would also skip a physical release. And as I mentioned, we reported earlier this year that Best Buy is winding down support for physical media in stores and online. The author of the article checked Target's website today and couldn't find any movies for sale, but physical video games were still available. And also in 2024, Disney shut down its long-running DVD Blu-ray movie club. So if you like buying and owning physical movies and games, it's definitely a time to be nervous. Um, I just I have such mixed feelings about this. In the beginning of digital media being a thing, I remember feeling a lot of excitement about not having the clutter in my house of all of the games
More room
and
for
yeah,
books.
exactly, more room for books. But now that I feel that we've lived through a bit more of the digital era, I feel a lot of trepidation for things turning digital because of things. I believe it was on our last episode that we talked about games and the way that they can just go away now, and the way that games can die, and it feels very permanent. The way that developers can end support for a game and really kill it in a way that it is no longer playable. And the
Yeah.
way that digital ownership works, it's licensure, temporary licensure. It's not ownership. And I definitely, I have some complicated feelings about that. So I think this is largely a sad thing. While it's been a minute since I have purchased a physical DVD, um, I I am concerned about the future of media ownership.
I I don't like that brick and mortar stores are ditching physical media. I understand. I understand it. Um, but I'm also surprised that Walmart is sort of still committed. I would have expected them to be one of the first to sort of
Now,
jump
I
ship.
think they have bailed on the sale of physical games. I am pretty sure the last time I was in a Walmart, I was not able to get a physical game there.
Oh, you can still buy them here.
Can you?
Yeah, yeah. But
I'm just checking the Walmart website.
I mean, we don't even have Target lasted like a week here in Canada.
Mhm.
So, but you know what this means, right? There's just going to be shelves full in big box stores of Taylor Swift and Michael Bublé DVDs. Like
I
Christmas
mean,
specials. That's just going to be Mariah Carey Christmas specials. As far as the eye can see, it's going to be terrible.
on the one hand, I am a big fan of both Taylor Swift and Michael Bublé. So,
I don't know how I feel about
oh.
so as a Switch owner, I buy physical copies
Mhm.
for my Switch. And I don't know why. I think it's because I can.
Mhm.
Um and I like that idea of throwing in a cartridge and you know,
For a while, I was all digital, but I am making the attempt to get physical copies whenever possible
the majority of my
of my
games on Switch
games.
are physical copies.
Hmm.
All of my games on PC are digital copies.
Hmm.
And yeah, you're right. There is something to be said about games just dying off. And I also think that we need to take care in how we think about and approach this, because I think we were talking about it on a previous episode, but like what about the video game archives? How do we
Right,
archive
exactly.
digital storefronts and digital copies of games? We don't. Um and I
How do we
mean,
preserve this
how do we
huge part of
preserve?
so many of our lives?
It's a huge part, but it's not just a huge part of like culture and like societal progress and things like that. These games are human innovation,
Absolutely.
right? And they're like part of history. So, you know, do we just let them go into the ether?
Yeah,
Are we okay
that's the
with that?
question.
Are we okay with that?
You know what? I think I'm not.
Did
I think I'm
Moses
not okay with
did
that.
Moses just close the Red Sea on the stone tablets and call it a day? No, I don't think so. I think we need to be careful about these things. Digital copies should be preserved.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That took a turn. Did not expect us to be going to the Red Sea. Um Transition.
That's the extent of my religious knowledge around
Um
Catholicism.
wow. We're not going to comment on what's right and wrong about what you said.
In the context of digital games, it's very wrong. It's very wrong, Shalene.
Okay, so you know what? I can't. Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go has a new update. I guess you could play Pokemon Go at the Red Sea if you were there. It's probably there's a gym there or something. According to this Polygon.com article by Nicole Carpenter, Pokemon Go players think that the new customization update makes their trainers ugly. So Niantic released this update on Wednesday, and they claimed that you could make your trainer look even more like the players themselves. And players are now starting to see that comment as a roast. Because a loud group of players on social media are stating that the update has made trainers ugly. And the author of the article agrees that there is something off about the new trainer avatars. The update was intended to give Pokemon Go a fresh coat of paint, in-game map, encounter screens, battle screens, and more. And the avatars got a makeover too, with the game giving players some new options for body types, hairstyles, and skin tones. And it's always great to see players given more options, like using fat bodies. But the implementation went wrong somewhere. Proportions are off across the board, and the faces look lifeless. Arms are too long, hands are too big, and the skin tones just don't look quite right. And looking at some of these screenshots and little videos, it's pretty wonky for sure. Some of these looks are definitely not the best. So, um,
Did you play Pokemon Go, right,
I
Shalene?
haven't played Pokemon Go for a couple of years. I did play it very extensively for a while, but I haven't played it recently. I may have to download this and check it out. Players are reporting broken or missing cosmetic options and emotes, some of which people paid real money for. So that's a huge problem. But the fervor goes beyond just financial investments. Digital avatars are a personal thing for people, and people spend a lot of time trying to get the details just right. This new update was supposed to give a wider range of options, but instead it seems to have upset the entire player base.
Jeez.
So,
Okay. Next.
did you play The Wolf Among Us?
No. No, I
Were you
haven't.
much of a Telltale fan? I can't remember
Yeah.
if you played Telltale games.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Wolf Among Us was probably one of my favorite of the Telltale games. And I've been really looking forward to The Wolf Among Us 2.
Oh, really?
Yes. I didn't think this game would ever happen after the downfall of Telltale, and the new Telltale is really, it's a different set of developers, so we'll see how it goes. But according to this PC Gamer article by Andy Chalk, the sequel is expected out this year. So
Oh, really?
it's been 3 years since we had any news on this game, which was basically just a reassurance that it's still happening. But Telltale Games has released 4 new images from the game to show us that it is still happening. The game's in production, and we don't know a ton, but the game has been shifted from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5, and uh, these screenshots look pretty good.
So I think
I,
this is
I'm
the first. There's 4 of them here.
mm-hmm,
So there's this
mm-hmm.
first one.
I definitely feel pretty hopeful that maybe the game will run a little better than some of the previous Telltale titles did, with Unreal Engine 5 being the base, because these games were janky as all heck.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes those problems were really disastrous.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to share this because I know that I spoke very, very highly about The Wolf Among Us, and I'm looking forward to the sequel, and I wanted to share this little update with the community.
I love the art style in Wolf Among Us. It
It's
reminds
so
me.
good.
It's got the same sort of art style as Citizen Sleeper, and I really enjoy it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Anyways.
Yeah, that's it for the news.
Oh, awesome. Well, believe it or not, we have a game science segment, and I don't think my bumper is gonna play. That's the
Remarkably accurate.
remarkably accurate game science bumper. Um, yeah, this article comes to us from Tech Network's genomics research, and it was put together for us by the original story that comes from McGill University here in Canada. And have you ever heard of gamers or video game technology boosting scientific research, Shalene?
I feel like maybe we have in the past, but it's not the sort of thing that comes immediately to mind when you think about video games.
Yes. Well, according to a new study published in Nature Biotechnology, this new study is using citizen science video games, which are designed primarily for users that are already inclined to contribute to science, which severely limits their accessibility for an estimated community of 3 billion gamers worldwide. 4.5 million gamers around the world have advanced medical science by helping to reconstruct microbial evolutionary histories using a minigame included inside the critically and commercially successful video game Borderlands 3. Their playing has led to a significantly refined estimate of the relationships of microbes in the human gut. The results of this collaboration has substantially advanced knowledge in the area of microbiome research and improved on the AI programs that will be used to carry out this work in the future. Playing Borderlands Science, the minigame within the looter shooter video game Borderlands 3, players have helped trace the evolutionary relationships of more than 1 million different kinds of bacteria that live in the human gut, and some which play a crucial role in our health. This information represents an exponential increase in what we have discovered about the microbiome up until now. And so players align rows of tiles which represent the genetic building blocks of different microbes. Humans have been able to take on tasks that even best existing computer algorithms have been unable to solve as of yet. The project was led by McGill University researchers, developed in collaboration with Gearbox Entertainment Company, as you know, an award-winning interactive entertainment company, and MMO science company, a Swiss IT company connecting scientists to video games, and also supported by the expertise of genomic material from the Microsetta Initiative, which is led by Rob Knight from the Departments of Pediatric Bioengineering and Computer Science and Engineering at the University of California, San Diego. So, not only have gamers been able to improve on the results produced by the existing programs used to analyze DNA sequences, but they're also helping to lay the groundwork for improved AI programs that can be used in the future.
That's
And
so interesting.
associate professor in McGill's School of Computer Science and senior author on the paper, which was recently published, Jerome Waldespool, I'm sure I butchered that name, says, "We didn't know whether the players of a popular game like Borderlands 3 would be interested or whether the results would be good enough to improve on what was already known about the microbial evolution. But we've been amazed by the results. In half a day, Borderlands science players collected 5 times more data about microbial DNA sequences than our earlier game Philo, which had collected over a 10-year period." So the idea for generating a DNA analysis into a commercial video game with mass market appeal came from Attila Santner, who is an adjunct professor at McGill's School of Computer Science and CEO and co-founder of MMOS. And she goes on to say, as almost half of the world population is playing with video games, it is utmost importance that we find new creative ways to exact value from all of this and brain power that we spend gaming. And Borderlands Science shows how far we can get by teaming up with the game industry and its communities to tackle the big challenges of our time in our scientific communities. The founder and CEO of Gearbox Entertainment Company, Randy Pitchford, also commented, "Gearbox's developers were eager to engage millions of Borderlands players globally with our creation of an appealing in-game experience to demonstrate how clever minds playing Borderlands are capable of producing tangible, useful, and valuable scientific data at a level not approachable with non-interactive technology and mediums. I'm proud that Borderlands Science has become one of the largest and most accomplished citizen science projects of all time, forecasting the opportunity for similar projects in the future and pushing the boundaries of the positive effect that video games can bring to the world. So I think that this is just a really nice story, just showing the innovation of video games in the scientific community. And what a better way to crowdsource human intelligence than to do it through video games? Hey, Shalene?
That is super interesting. I think that's so cool.
I almost want to play the Borderlands 3 so I can play the mini game now. Yeah. I should try to find other examples of this for our game science segment.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, that is a game science. Let's hop into the stocks. Oh, none of my bumpers are working. Sony closed out at 81.30, down $2.69. And as always, these prices are in comparison to our previous episode of GameStack podcast. Microsoft took a big hit this week, down $22.78, closing out at $399.12. Nintendo holding steady, down 43 cents at $11.98. Take-Two down $6.67 at $140.60. And EA down just 62 cents at $127.27. Tencent also up by about 30 cents at $38.98, and Roblox Corp closed out $3 lower than its previous week at $35.34. And that is the stocks. Any mail for us, Shalene?
No mail today.
No mail. All right. Well, it's time for screenshots and stories then, and I've got to cue the screenshots and story. Actually, do my job. Let's do. Yay! It's time for screenshots and stories. Okay. So this we actually asked people to submit GameStack challenge photos. What was the challenge, Shalene?
Bugs. Yes, bugs.
Yeah, post your favorite in-game bug, either an actual bug or a programmed anomaly. And we actually didn't get any posts. So I guess this one will carry over. You have another 2 weeks now since TFS will be on the docket next Friday. So that will buy everybody a little bit of time.
Isn't it wild? We're doing an episode of that Fallout show next week.
I know, it's crazy.
Wow.
It's so crazy. But we do have a couple of screenshots and from the screenshots in Alex's channel. Apparently, that is RTZ's joke credited to RTZ. He posts this screenshot, which is fantastic. He says, "Oof, I see nobody posted to screenshots in Alex's channel, so I'll do it as a not TFS yet." This is a little game called The Gunk, where you got a spaceship wrecked on a planet contaminated by gunk, and you'll try to degunk. Great game, and it's currently free on RTZ's GameStack Marketplace.
That's great. This looks good.
I love that he lays claim to that part of the Discord now. We should just call it RTZ's kiosk or something.
I mean, the whole channel was his idea.
Yes,
so.
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. He also posts this other one. This one is great. Look at his little character with her little backpack and I don't know what this is. Looks like some sort of robot.
Little robot. Do not push button 2. Number 2 equals bad.
Yeah, number 2 equals bad, and there's a red X over the number 2 button.
I would push the number 2 button. I have to know what it does.
I like that there's a
RTZ,
sticker.
can you tell me what the number 2 button does?
I like that this robot is physically active. He has a sticker on the back of him that says Saturn Marathon. That's so cute. And then this one, which is a little bit more of a darker photo.
Yes.
He's
that must be the
lava.
The eponymous gunk.
Yes, this must be the gunk on the ship that he's using a special robotic arm to remove the gunk. Yeah. Then we have this post from Taz. Taz says, while doing a modded playthrough of Fallout 4, it appears Nora is alive and well. And he has this picture of Nora in a very skin-tight scuba diving suit, I think.
So he's playing as Nate, and there's Nora.
Yeah.
That is some heavily modded situation.
And then we also have this one that he posted, pulling a photo out of the photo vault showing the vault dweller during a
Mhm.
night out on the town with Piper, along with their famous ride, the Highwayman, last seen in Fallout 2.
Fun.
Very nice. So that is screenshots and stories. How can people post, Shalene?
You can post your screenshots and stories in our Discord channel, in the Screenshots and Stories channel. Please join the Discord. You can do that by clicking the link on our Twitch page at twitch.tv/We Just Love Games.
So that is screenshots and stories. I don't have the bumpers. Everything is screwed up for the show this week. So I will just play one of my fancy new kids screaming bumpers. Let's hop into our gameplay. Yeah. So I've been playing Animal Crossing every morning. That's my thing. I get up, I play Animal Crossing, I have my coffee. And the cherry blossom season is over. It's come and gone.
R.I.P.
I know. And yeah, not too much has been happening on my island. I put a new cafe in. So
a cafe.
down on the right side of my island by Roswell's house and my campsite, I put a new cafe in. And there's a couple of bistro tables and some chairs, and I put some tiger lilies on the tables, and Brewster's coffee on the counter with his little coffee cup, and then I have a little dessert case next to it. And the guy running the cafe is the anatomical figure.
Oh no.
So he's like, half of him is missing, and it's just guts.
Gross.
It's pretty great. I love it. Yeah.
I need to come visit your island. It's been too long.
Yeah, it's changed quite a bit. I'm still doing construction on the front entrance, but maybe I will hop into doing some of that this weekend, hopefully. But I've also been doing some ATS convoys with Ravensview, which has been great. He has a pretty swanky mod for an old Mac R truck, and we've been doing some heavy hauls, logging roads and things like that in ATS, and just enjoying, talking about, all the problems in the world, solving the universe's problems, one ATS haul at a time.
Lovely.
And then, of course, after finishing that other Fallout show, I don't know what else to call it, Shalene.
I think that's the only way to say it, because if we call it like that Fallout show, then that's plainly deceitful.
That's
because
wrong.
That Fallout show,
that is misinformation.
Our podcast, That Fallout Show, existed before this Amazon Prime situation was ever announced. So it's plainly that other Fallout show.
Yeah, I know. Brilliant. Anyways, I hope that people want to Google the Fallout TV series and they type in That Fallout Show.
I am pretty sure that is happening a lot, because we have so many new followers on the TFS Facebook page, like so many. And I know some of them must be so confused.
We should probably set the record straight next Friday. But in the spirit of Fallout, I have hopped back into Fallout 76, and this is a big leap for me, as you know, because I had many gripes with Fallout 76. I still do. The building is absolutely terrible.
Some of them are very legitimate.
Building is a huge part for me in any video game, and so if I can do it, it needs to be able to happen well, and that is something that I'm still struggling with in Fallout 76. But it was really nice. Jess and I did a little bit of traversing through the wasteland. There is so much that I haven't explored from the original Fallout 76 when it launched, and there is so much new stuff that I have to explore now too.
There are some fantastic things that you've never seen.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand people's gripes with this game. I share many of them, but there is also a lot of this game that is very, very worthwhile.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to spending some solo time in Fallout 76 and venturing around, checking things out, exploring, doing some of that classic looting like I used to do. because that's what I love. Listening to, Billie Holiday and sifting through cupboards and breaking stuff
Yes.
down and trying to survive and taking rat away because I feel like garbage and like it's good. It's good.
So, may I ask you a question? Why did you choose to jump back into 76 as opposed to starting a new playthrough of Fallout 4 or New Vegas or one of the ones that you like?
Because Fallout 76 is unfinished for me.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout 4, I've done X amount of playthroughs.
Right.
Fallout New Vegas, I've basically 100%ed.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout 3, same, 100%ed that game. So,
But there
it's
is new unseen content in 76 for
Fallout
you.
76 is Fallout and elements of Fallout that I haven't seen before. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I was going to locations. I decided that I was going to potentially consider relocating my house from WJLG Lake.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided instead of fast traveling, I was going to venture up to the northwest corner of the map where that mountain range is.
Ooh, yes.
And so I embarked on this journey. Like I made sure I had all my food and made sure I had ammo and the right guns and extra stuff. And I just set out. And, I met lots of people along the way. I met lots of NPCs. I met, which weren't in the game when I was there previously.
Right.
I met some level 5 players that were new to the server, some new people that were coming into the Fallout universe, which is really exciting. Because
There are so many new
I
players, and that's
actually,
lovely.
at my level 56, I kind of felt like I was very experienced in Fallout, which was kind of funny. So they made me feel a little bit less noob. Uh, yeah, so it was kind of cool to just venture around and walk up to a town and discover it. Like that says,
Yes.
X location discovered.
Yes.
I love that feeling. So, and then you're like, okay, I gotta have a plan now. How many buildings are here, and which ones can I go through? And I gotta loot them, and there has to be a system, and I've got to go through every single square inch,
Mm.
and every toolbox, and every lunchbox, and every container and bucket, and everything has to be turned over, and I gotta kill everything, and I read all the notes, and all the computers, and you know, so
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's some great lore in 76, some great notes and terminal entries and that kind of thing. Really good lore.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I've sort of jumped back into it. I'll probably play it on and off while we do TFS. Yeah.
Lovely. I
Yeah,
think
and
that's great.
see where that goes. But I also did some Fallout 76 with you last night,
Yes,
which
it
was
was
so
so
much fun.
fun.
Before Shalene had hopped on to 76, I decided that I was going to, with my old camp, replace some of the floor pieces on the second floor, which was a terrible idea because if you take out the floor pieces on the second floor, there's no possible way to put new floor pieces in. You've got to tear your whole camp down. The whole thing
Oof.
has to come down. So I
Yikes.
was like, in a huff, I just decided that I was going to completely demolish my camp and build something else. So I built a new camp, just a little bit over in the same area, and it's just all one level. It's like a barn style kind of
Mm-hmm.
schoolhouse kind of style,
Right.
with really high ceiling, and and then Shalene decided that she was going to come over and bring me some plans.
And
And
boy, did I.
let me tell you, she didn't just come over with some plans. She backed up with a dump truck loaded with plans and dumped them on the front porch. There was hundreds of plans. There were so many good plans too. I have the full Moo outfit. I've got a leopard print tuxedo and a Halloween pumpkin tuxedo, which I'm excited to wear. I have some of the tried and true outfits as well. I have all of the Fosnot masks, which is
You don't
great.
have all of the Fosnot
Well,
masks, not by a long
it
shot.
feels like I have all of the Fosnot masks. Um, and I got a lot of hats, of course, because Shalene has a lot of hats. So, yeah,
Yes, they
it
gave
was a
you
good time.
plans, they gave you outfits. It was a fun
What
time.
else do we do?
That was about it. We ran the tunnel. What's that event called? Riding shotgun. we did
Yes.
riding shotgun together and protected the Brahmin. We had Carter and Libby and their banter to enjoy. We did a couple of little events and nothing too major, just mostly we were just hanging out. And I do really encourage you as you play 76 to um just try and experience it with some different people. Like I want you to play it with me, of course, because you're my friend and I would like to hang out with you.
Wait,
But I
wait.
also think
Ew.
ew, excuse me, but I also encourage you to hang out with like some of the community members, maybe see if J Star has some time to show you some building tricks. Um the I've had a lot of joy from experiencing different aspects of the game by seeing it through the eyes of many people. So something I encourage. But yeah, we had a great time playing 76 together. And I've done a couple more sessions this week solo. Just doing some homework, just running through the challenges, that kind of thing. I still haven't, I really need to demolish and redo my camp after I deleted my train car on accident. So I haven't done that yet, and I really need to. Um, and I
Maybe
need
I
to
could
go
come and help
through.
you build it.
That would be fun. That
Because
would
you
be a fun
hate
time.
building and I
I
love
do.
building, even though the building is not that great. I will still come and build. I will still come and help.
I mean, you built my house at WJLG Lake, you and Rick.
I really want to
Um,
build a, Ron Weasley's house in Harry Potter.
yes.
I want to build a house like that, but in Fallout.
That
Like
would be,
stacked buildings, but like off
oh
center
my
from each other and
gosh.
just like a mess of stuff.
That would be so funny.
How
And just
fun would
like
that be?
little chimneys that don't go anywhere, that kind of thing. Be
Yeah.
so much fun. Yeah. But yeah, that's really all I've been doing in 76, just some homework, the challenges, that kind of thing. And I finally got the last achievement for Usagi Shima, the cute bunny game
Yes. Well
on iPhone.
done. Well done. Wait.
Yes.
Yay!
It felt very rewarding. I've been playing that game for a long time, and now I am besties with every single bunny in the game. Um, I also briefly fired up my Fallout Shelter Vault on mobile because I want to check out some of the new quest lines that they added in. And it looks like they've added in about 10 new weapons and 10 new outfits. And there are definitely some new legendary dwellers out there. So I think I'm going to spend a little bit of my mobile gaming time with Fallout Shelter and see if I can unlock some of that new content.
Excellent.
But
Excellent.
that's pretty much all I've had time for in terms of gaming this week. It was a week, like I said, it was a busy week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, hopefully you have a restful weekend. You get to play lots of video games. And I guess I'll see you next Friday, Shalene.
Yeah. Don't forget everyone, join us next week for that Fallout show.
Yeah. And Rick will be there too. So it'll be a great time having us, the three of us, on a call bantering
I've
back
got to
and forth
say,
again.
just like having the planning meeting for this, hanging out with the two of you was so much fun.
Oh
It
my
was so
gosh.
much fun. Just
I was all business because it was the tail end of the workday, and I was like, we got to stay on schedule. Like, what's on the agenda?" And they're just talking about like Fallout and the show and like life, and like I could not get these two to focus. It was so funny. They were so excited. It was like they hadn't just, that gif of the two babies and they're running towards each other to hug each other. That was Shalene and Rick in the video call. Like it was pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking
gonna be
forward
good.
to it. It's going to be a good time.
Don't forget, the show is also sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. Head on over to oakandcrow.com. We just love coffee blend. $2 from every purchase of that blend goes to the Children's Miracle Network. We love to hear from you, so send us some mail in the MailStack channel and get those GameStack Challenge photos in 2 weeks now until the next posting for the GameStack Challenge. So you've got some time. And find us on Twitter at That Fallout Show, at We Just Love Games, Shalene at Shalene L, myself at Vendertron N. And then we're also on Facebook, facebook.com/We Just Love Games. We're on Discord. You can find us. And don't forget, next Friday, TFS right here, twitch.tv/We Just Love Games at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We are on YouTube, iTunes, Apple, Google, and Spotify podcasts. Please like, subscribe, and review. Thank you all for listening. And Shalene, what is your last word?
What? I'm sorry. I was listening to the Tortured Poets Department.
Good night, all.